What is up and welcome back. Normally on this channel I post skateboards but tiny like tech decks, but today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I just got in this package from Tailwhip, a company that is known mainly for their scooters and BMX bikes but tiny. And in this package is the all new BMX bike from Tailwhip. I'm super excited to get this out of the package and try it out. And to be upfront, this is not a sponsored video. Tailwhip had been teasing this on their Instagram for the past few months, and when I saw it was available for pre-order, I picked it up right away, which was about a week ago. I'm actually really surprised that it shipped so fast. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and open it up and try out the bike and give my first impressions. I like that it comes with a nice little sticker sheet, and the packaging looks really nice as well. Got the bearings on the front, as well as shows the wheel and the headset that's got the bearings on the top and bottom. I'm going to get it out of the plastic. And I already managed to lose a couple of screws or bolts. They're actually nuts. I think they actually replace if you want to swap out for the pegs, but I'm going to go and keep them on there. And the bike actually has a nice amount of weight to it. Testing out the free spin on the front wheel. The bearings are super smooth. And they're also pretty silent. Not sure how much it picks up on the camera, but they sound really nice. And I like that the wheel continues to spin even though I'm spinning the bars. Kind of has like a gyro effect or feel to it. And right out of the package, the bars don't free spin as much as I thought they would, but they are definitely a little bit wider and bigger than previous versions of finger bikes that are from Tailwhip. And when spinning the cranks, it actually does spin the wheel, or rolling around, it spins the cranks. But you can also put your fingers on them and make it so the pedals don't move. Has a really nice solid feel to the bike, just kind of testing it out here real quick. And I'm definitely not the best with the bar spins, but it definitely feels really nice. I'm gonna have to get used to that. The front wheel bars definitely seem to spin a lot better upside down than they do upright. And maybe it just has to do with maybe some adjustment or breaking them in. But they are still a huge improvement over previous generations of this bike. And the tail whips feel amazing as well. I'm going to go ahead and take the pegs off here and see how all this goes together. It looks like just one single axle with the peg holds the wheel on. And the wheel looks like it is made out of like a harder plastic, kind of composite for the wheel part. And then the bearings just sit in there, and then a little bit harder rubber. Definitely a lot firmer of a wheel than the previous versions as well, that kind of had a tendency to bend. And these wheels are definitely thick compared to other wheels as well. Super, super wide. Out of the box, they do feel like they are a little bit smooth, like they're not as grippy. It would be kind of interesting to see if in the future they come out with different composites for the wheels. But definitely with the wheels being able to be taken off and swap things out, definitely leaves a lot of room for maybe some upgrades in the future. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off the chain or the rubber band that kind of makes it so the wheels spin, and make it so it just free spins. I do this to most of my finger bikes just because I like the way it feels, and it gives a little bit more flowier feel. And also I wanted to test out how the back bearing spins, which it definitely seems like it spins pretty decently. Not as long as the front wheel does, but I'm guessing that might break in a little bit as well and spin a little bit longer. And sitting it down on the back of the seat is not high enough off the ground to actually keep free spinning. But the cranks seem like they have a pretty good amount of free spin as well. And it seems like everything for the most part is made out of metal, minus the pedals and the wheels themselves. But the handlebars and everything seems to be metal. I'm going to go ahead and take off the handlebars. The handlebars are one piece and held on by a single screw. I'm going to be super careful taking this off. Got a single down post attached to the forks. and then a bearing on the bottom of the headset as well as the top. And trying the free spin on both of the bearings. Seems like it spins really nice that way, as well as flipped over on this side. I'm going to try it out as well. And it definitely looks like the bearings do a really nice job spinning and keeping everything nice and tight. There's not a lot of play to any of it. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully put this back in place and just nice and snug. And then the screw, I'm going to make sure just to have in there nice and snug as well, not to over tighten it. Trying to get it so it has at least enough room to get some free spin. And once it breaks in, I think this is going to be really nice, but it has minimal play and just enough room to spin. Testing out a tail whip, it feels really solid. And the bar spin feels really nice, but I think it's going to just take a little bit more of breaking in. But so far it has a really solid feel to the bike. The bike feels great on flat ground. I'm going to move on over to a rail. Do some grinds on the pegs. The metal on the metal sounds really cool. Bar spin in, kind of getting it more dialed in. And the tail whips are super smooth. One final initial test, I want to try out the free spin of the front wheel. I'm going to come back in 30 days once the bike has gotten a bit more use and see how long it free spins. But for this initial test, this footage is not sped up or slowed down, and the wheel is definitely still going. And the bearing sounds super smooth. And the free spin is just over 30 seconds. And testing out the back wheel, it definitely has a good amount of free spin as well, but does not free spin for as long as the front wheel does. But both the front wheel and the back wheel feel very solid. And the whole build overall just has a really nice feel to it, with everything being metal for the most part. With everything being metal and the bearings, feels really nice and smooth. And also the handlebars, I notice, are a little bit bigger than previous versions of the bike and seem a little bit better scaled to the actual bike to make it so it is a little bit more realistic. And overall, I think Tailwhip did a really good job upgrading the bike in a lot of different ways. And even the styling of the frame, I notice, is really cleanly done and just adds a lot to more of a hobby grade of finger BMX rather than it just being a toy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But overall, I'm really impressed with this bike so far, and I'm going to be doing some more thorough testing of it, trying it out, and giving it a little bit more of a durability test down the line. But stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe and turn on notifications for when I post my newest videos. And until next time, peace.